So we're going to talk about plot. Then you can go ahead and draw the plot line, please. You've seen this line before, yes?
Yes.
No. Good.
I have.
Is it supposed to go all the way down, or is it supposed to stop?
It was intentionally left shorter on the right side than the left side.
Oh,
I saw it different than that.
And yeah, you guys might have seen like the...
yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to leave this shorter, and I'll tell you why later. Plot, basically, is a sequence of events in a story. So what's going on in that story? The events that happen. They're broken up in 6 different ways. This is nice. You guys are like really quiet for the camera. Let's have the camera on every day. You're always perfect. Thank you. Let's start with number 1. Number 1 is the exposition. I asked you to define a few terms yesterday, and exposition was one of them. Raise your hand if you'd be willing to share what you put if you think it was right. Exposition. Yes, sir?
To show off or something?
To show off for something is not what exposition is in this case, at least.
The beginning.
The beginning. Exposition is the beginning or first, Greek root meaning first or beginning. So yeah, it's like the beginning of a story. We're going to add a couple other things that would be in the exposition. Any baseball fans in here? We know a little bit about baseball? No? The Washington Nationals, a relatively new franchise in D.C. They came from Montreal. What was their nickname when they were in Montreal?
Expos?
The Expos. So with what you know about exposition and expos, why do you think they were the Montreal Expos?
They're named after the marker.
They're named after what?
The marker.
They were new.
They were new, also beginning or first. They might be the first team.
First team in Canada.
First professional baseball team in Canada, the Montreal Expos. Of course, now they also have the Toronto Blue Jays. What you're going to see in the exposition would be characters, setting, and the basic situation. Those are all revealed in the opening of the story. Main characters, not necessarily all characters. Number 2 is conflict. Conflict is the main problem in the story. Main problem in story. Now hopefully this is all just kind of review for you. This stuff is rather familiar, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the plot line is actually an elementary standard, but using the plot line to figure out 8th grade text would be an 8th grade standard. So the main problem in the story. No problem, no story. If there's no conflict, there's nothing to figure out or decide or solve, then there's not going to be a story. There are 2 types of conflict. Internal. This would be a problem within the character. character. So in the character's head. Problem within the character. Yes, sir.
Is it possible for it to be internal and external?
If both of them, well, there can be more than one conflict. And I suppose that there can be components of both internal and external in each conflict.
Okay.
So internal conflict, maybe struggles, the problem would be make a decision. Having a hard time making a decision. Have a hard time taking action. Perhaps overcome a feeling. You read that? Overcome feeling. Internal conflict. So if there's internal conflict, there's also
External.
external conflict. Not part of 3 yet. External conflict. So it's a problem between the character